Hi, and welcome to Alchemy of Being. Welcome, beautiful soul. This is our first episode where we're going to explore different authors, different passage of their books and discuss. So please, if you want to sit with me today, we start with Memories, Dreams and Reflection of Carl Jung. And the passage is taken from one of the last chapters when he's talking about myth and science as biology. So if you bear with me, let's have a look on this passage, and then we express some thoughts about it. We discuss that one, and I would love to hear your voice through comments and let me know your thoughts, your theories, your doubts. Have this interactive conversation about such a beautiful and interesting, open and unsorted dogma behind science and myth. So let's begin. We do not know how far the process of coming to consciousness can extend, or where it will lead. It is a new element in the story of creation, and there are no parallels we can look to. We therefore cannot know what potentialities are inherent in it. Neither can we know the prospect for the species Homo sapiens. Will it intimate the fate of other species which once flourished on the earth and now are extinct? Biology can advance no reason why this should be so. The need for mythic statement is satisfied when we frame a view of the world which adequately explains the meaning of human existence in the cosmos, a view which springs from our psychic wholeness, from the cooperation between conscious and unconscious. Meaningless inhibits fullness of life and is therefore equivalent to illness. Meaning make a great many things endurable, perhaps everything. No science will ever replace myth, and a myth cannot be made out of any science. For it is not that God is a myth, but that myth is the revelation of a divine life in man. It is not we who invent myth, rather than it speaks to us as a word of God. The word of God comes to us, and we have no way of distinguishing whether and to what extent it is different from God. There is nothing about this word that could not be considered known as human, except for the manner in which it confronts us spontaneously and places obligation upon us. It is not affected by the arbitrary operation of our will. We cannot explain an inspiration. Our chief feeling about it is that it is not a result of our own ratiocination, but that is come to us from elsewhere. And if we happen to have a precognitive dream, how can we possibly ascribe it to our own powers? After all, often we do not even know, until sometimes afterward, that the dream represented foreknowledge or knowledge of something that happened at a distance. The word happened to us. We suffer it, for we are victims of a profound uncertainty. With God, as a complexio oppositorum, all things are possible in the fullest meaning of the phrase. Truth and delusion, good and evil, are equally possible. Myth is or can be equivocal, like the Oracle of Delphi or like a dream. We cannot and ought to repudiate reason, but equally we must cling to the hope that instinct will hasten to our aid, in which case God is supporting us against God, as Job long ago understood. Everything through which the other will is expressed proceeds from man his thinking, his words, his images, and even his limitations. Consequently, he has the tendency to refer everything to himself. When he begins to think in clumsy, psychological terms and decides that everything proceeds out of his intentions and out of himself. With childlike naivety, he assumes that he knows all his own riches and know what he is in himself. Yet, all the while, he is fatally handicapped by the weaknesses of his consciousness and the corresponding fear of unconscious. Therefore, he is utterly unable to separate what he has carefully reasoned out from what has spontaneously flowed to him from another source. He has no objectivity towards himself and cannot yet regard himself as a phenomenon which he finds in existence and with which, for better or worse, he is identical. At first, everything is thrust upon him. Everything happens to him. And it is only by great effort that he finally succeeds in conquering and holding for himself an area of relative freedom. Now, talking about that, what made me think is that is always this duality, about myth, astrology, religious, or any beliefs we have, and that diverge from science, as science has been described as something has been proven, so scientifically proven, which means truth. But, in other words, science is truth until a new discovery comes in different era, in a different time, and prove the previous was wrong, that was believed was truth, and a new upcoming one will say this is the new truth. Also, from the beginning of our life, as much as we know scientifically, is assumed that a particle with a Big Bang theory explode, generating everything we're surrounding by. But what is before that? What's before this particle and how this particle has been generated? It's generating itself. Really, there are no answers about it till today. So why this cannot be very similar of any other beliefs that we have, where the request is believed by dogma and believed by faith, as there is no proven of anything of any sort. Now, the question is, starting from the particle and the Big Bang, and then to the evolution of the Darwinian species from into the Homo sapiens, why any other species in the world ever has been created or extinguished and then created, born again, or develop in something else, from one shape to another. Somebody could say, because of the brain, a unique feature that the human has compared to other species. But in the laboratory, one of the species has been always studied as a research in the medical environment is the rat. For his organs and brain similar to the human being, but the rat has always been a rat. And similar species to the rat, they're just similar species, they're not the same, isn't it? So the question is, what is the truth? And at the end, do you believe that the truth is what you believe is true to you, that makes your life being what it is? Or there's a universal truth? Do you believe that it's like your truth makes somebody else's truth being wrong? Or believe in one religion rather than another? Or there is a connection between everything and is related to a personal path, to a personal journey that cannot be discussed or dismissed or ridiculed by others just because has different beliefs or different path or different theories. different thoughts. So please let me know what you think about it. And in the comment below, we will go ahead with more episode. We're going to go ahead with more, getting even deeper about this topic, because it's a humongous topic that I believe needs to have a space to talk about it. So I really want to hear your thoughts, your belief, and then maybe build another episode around that, or even maybe have a live session where we can have a one-to-one chat. That would be absolutely amazing, I believe. And that's it for today. This is a very short episode starting from Jung. And that's it. Maybe I can close saying what is written next. There is no better means of intensifying the treasure of feeling of individuality than the possession of a secret which the individual is pledged to God. Thank you so much. With all my love and light to you. Namaste.